Hey guys, I'm Jade and today I'm taking you through a yoga workout for your entire body. So we're going to be doing your lower body, upper body, and also a lot of core stuff. I'm going to be going a little bit slower for those of you who are newer to this type of workout. So I'm also going to be showing you some modifications. So listen to your body. If anything feels like it's too much or just not right, go ahead and modify or do less repetitions. Okay, listen to yourself. Give yourself love and make sure that you really stay in tune to that throughout the whole practice, okay? Don't judge yourself. Don't try to compare yourself to what you think you should be. Listen to what you are in that moment, okay? So make sure that you have a nice sturdy yoga mat or surface to work out on. We are doing a lot of stuff on the ground, on the back, all over the place. So make sure that you have some stability, all right? And grab some water, and I hope you love this workout. All right, friends, let's begin in a seated position, cross-legged. Go ahead and bring one leg in front of the other, and then just let the knees fall to the side. Bring your hands just on top of your knees. Close your eyes, sit up nice and tall. Just take a moment to connect with your breath. So think of grounding down with both sit bones into the earth and then sitting up nice and tall, elongating through the spine. Breathe in, nice and deep into the lungs. Exhale, soften the shoulders down. Just maybe taking this moment to set an intention for your practice today. Maybe your intention is to find a little bit more presence. Maybe it's to find a little bit more strength. Whatever it is, go ahead and set that intention internally. And remember to come back to that intention anytime you feel the mind wandering. Let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms out to the side and straight up overhead. Deep full breath in, and then exhale, draw your hands right to heart center, Samastiti. All right, so you guys, let's go ahead and extend that left leg just straight out to the side here. Our bottom of the right foot is against the inner thigh of the left leg. Sit up nice and tall. Let's reach the arms just out to the side, straight up overhead. Take a deep inhale. Nice and long through the arms. And exhale. And release your left hand just onto your left toes here. So flexing the toes up towards the sky. You're going to reach up overhead with that right arm. And then think of opening the shoulder up towards the sky. So see if you can look up to the sky here. And think of elongating through that left leg, so pulling that left hip back. Breathe here, and then we're going to swipe that right arm down, bring it all the way down behind us, and then bring that left arm down, and then lift the hips all the way up here as you reach behind you. So pressing into the right palm, and then go ahead and release the hips. We're going to swipe the left arm down, bring it right back to the left toes. Right arm comes down, and all the way towards that left side here. Coming into our side stretch. Again, sweep the right arm down, release it behind you, left arm swoops down, up, and then reach behind you as the hips come up. So pressing into the floor with the right shin, we're pressing into the floor with that left heel, lifting the hips up, squeezing the side of the hips together, release the hips down, left arm swoops and reach for that left foot. Right arm comes up and around here. Again, release the right hand behind you. Left arm swoops. Lift the hips as you reach behind you. Modified wild thing here. Really engaging your back muscles here. So think of really squeezing your shoulder blades together to lift. Think of pulling your tailbone down towards the ground to really lift the hips up and elongate through the spine. Release the hips. Left arm comes down. Reach for that left foot again. Right arm sweeps down as you reach to the left side here. Stretching out your right side. You'll notice maybe a deep stretch in the lower back as well here. Breathe in. Draw that energy into those areas that feel really tight and restricted. And then exhale. See if you can open your right shoulder up just a little bit more towards the sky. Find the length in the right side body. And then go ahead and release the arms down. Sit up nice and tall. Arms are going to come straight up overhead. And then release them down to samasthiti, right to your heart. Let's go ahead and switch it out. So right leg is gonna extend out, bring your left foot to the right inner thigh here. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna reach up towards the sky, and then release that right arm to the right foot as you flex the foot up towards the sky, and then we're gonna reach up overhead with that left arm towards the foot, and keep it elevated, stretching out that left side body. See if you can open up your left shoulder towards the sky a little bit more. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, you're gonna swoop that left arm down, release the palm behind you to the ground, swoop the right arm down, and lift the hips as you reach up and behind you. Release the hips, right arm is gonna come down, and then bring that left arm in front of you and reach up overhead. Twisting here for that left side stretch. Breathe in. Exhale as you sweep the arm down, release it behind you. Right arm comes down, up, reach right behind you with that right arm. Noticing the glutes engaging here to lift. Think of lifting up through that left arm, finding space between you and the floor. And release the hips, swoop the right hand down, reach for the right toe, left arm comes down in front of you and up. And the left arm comes down, right arm comes down, release the left hand behind you, lift the hips, engage the glutes, engage the back, reach up, maybe gazing up. See if you can reach a little bit closer to the floor with that right hand. The hips, right hand swoops down, reach for that right foot, left arm swoops down and around. Inhale nice and deep here, and then exhale, see if you can go a little bit further, opening that shoulder up, maybe gazing up towards the sky. One more time, release the hand down and behind you, right arm comes down and up, and lifting up into our modified wild thing. Release the hips, and let's come right back to neutral here. Sitting up nice and tall, arms are gonna come up overhead, and release them down to samasthiti. Go ahead and bring your right leg back in to a cross-leg position. Deep breath in, and exhale out. Let's go ahead and bring the hands in front of us. We're gonna come into our tabletop position. So knees underneath the hips, hands right underneath the shoulders here. Press it evenly into the palms. Deep breath in. Let's drop the belly down for cow pose. Hips come up. And as you exhale, roll the spine up towards the sky. Chin comes right down to the chest. Right into our cat. Just rolling the spinal cord out here. Creating a little bit of motion. Exhale to lift the spine, engaging the core. Inhale, lift the heart forward. Exhale, moving with your breath. Maybe moving forward and backwards. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more round. So inhale, pull the heart forward. Lift the hips, drop the belly. Exhale, roll each vertebra all the way up towards the sky, pressing into the earth. Let's come back to neutral. Deep full breath in here. And what we're gonna do is we're going to curl the toes under and lift the knees just to hover above the floor here. So just activating the core a little bit, creating a little strength in the legs here. And stay here for just a second. Breathe. So press into the palms evenly. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide, gripping into the floor with the fingertips. Think of spinning your triceps back. So it's gonna open the collarbone and then pull the shoulders down. Lift the core up into the spine here so you're not drooping in the lower back. And keep the knees right below the hips here. Breathe in, stretching out the feet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna step back with one leg, followed by the other into high plank. And then we're gonna come back to bear pose. So step back, and then bring it back to bear. So let's keep doing this. 3 and 4, plank, bear, 5, 6, feel the arms begin to burn, 7, ooh, almost there, 8, 9, stay with me, and one more, 10. Bring it back to bear, hover, and then press into the palms, lift the hips up towards the sky as you release the sternum towards the floor here. Keep the knees bent. So it's almost like we're in a downward facing dog, but we're keeping our knees bent here. Breathe. And then go ahead and shift forward to bear again. So we're gonna do this a few more times. Lift all the way up, hips come up, keep the knees bent, and back to bear. Lift it up, 3, pick up the pace a little bit, back to bear. 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, feel the quads burning, feel the shoulders opening. 9, one more. Nice and slow. And 10. And then go ahead and release one heel followed by the other, coming into your downward facing dog. So just walking it out in place here. Just stretching out the hamstrings, pushing one hip back, releasing that heel, and then switching it out. So release the opposite heel and then push that hip back, bending the opposite knee. A couple more times here. When you're ready, press into the palms to lift the hips a little bit higher here. And begin to extend the knees just to a point where you can keep your back completely neutral. So we want to make sure we maintain that straight back here. So breathe here. And then go ahead and bend your right knee. When you're ready, release the left heel down towards the floor as much as you can. And press into your left hand. Keep that left hip lifted. Bring that right hand very carefully to your left ankle. Go ahead and grab onto your ankle and press that left hip back as you press into the left hand. And see if you can twist open to look out through that left side. Breathe here. One more breath. Very carefully go ahead and bring that right hand back. Let's switch it out. So bend the left knee. You're going to press into the right palm this time. Very carefully lift the left hand. Reach for the right ankle. So the right knee is extended here. And then you're going to lift that right hip up. Press into the right hand as you twist open to look out through the right side here. So find your stability. You'll notice you may be a little bit wobbly here. You can open your feet up just a little bit more to help support you. Go ahead and release. What we're going to do now is we're going to shift all the way forward into our plank here. So hips are going to be nice and straight, nice and strong here. Make sure they're not drooping down or lifting up too high. Press the toes back so they're right underneath your heels and your heels are pointing up towards the sky. So stay here, breathe. And then what I want you to do is come onto your elbows. So go ahead and clasp your hands and then pull the bottom pinky in so you're not crushing your bottom pinky. Elbows are going to be right underneath the shoulders. Stay really strong, lifting the core up into the spine here. So think of really lifting your belly button in towards your body here. Think of squeezing the side hips in, engaging through the quads. Breathe. And make sure you're gazing just in front of your palm here. So you don't want to be looking forward or down, dropping your neck. Keep your neck neutral to your spine. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin to lift the hips up as we press into the forearms here. So lifting into a dolphin pose and then shift forward back to our elbow plank. So we're going to do this 10 times. 2, lift and shift forward, nice and slow and controlled. 3, 4, little strength in the shoulders here. 6, you'll notice the quads firing up even. 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Go ahead and release the knees down, roll all the way down, release the hands in front of you so we're coming into our Sphinx pose. So palms are pressing into the floor, pull the heart forward here, breathe in. Think of elongating your spine, so not necessarily just pressing and lifting through the upper body, but we want to lengthen. So pull the tailbone down towards the heels here, and think of shining your heart forward, really pulling it forward. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release your body all the way to the floor. You can bring your hands straight back, release one cheek to the floor here, breathe. And let's bring the palms right to our shoulders here. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to lift up into baby cobra. Breathe in, pull the heart forward, and then come down. Roll right back up. So elbows are pointing back, not squeezing, but we're just pointing them back. We're lifting the heart forward here. We're gonna come up a little bit higher. So think of engaging the glutes here, and then roll all the way down again. And then again, we're gonna come all the way up. See if you can come straightening the arms and release it back down. This time we're going to release the opposite cheek, extend the arms behind you. All right, let's peel the shoulders up off the floor. Look just in front of you here. And what we're going to do is squeeze the thighs together, pull the tailbone down, and think of lifting your thighs up off the floor here. So really lengthening through the legs. We're not bending the knees. We're keeping the legs engaged here and lengthened. And then we're going to bring the palms facing each other here and lift the arms away from the floor, okay? So we're pulling the palms towards the feet. Everything is pulling towards the back of the mat here. So you can lift your chest up just a little bit further from the floor. Really engaging your back here. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears here. Find space in the neck. Breathe. And squeeze the shoulder blades in together and see if you can press them into the heart here to lift a little bit more forward. And go ahead and release now the opposite ear again. Breathe. And we're going to do that one more time. And go ahead and roll the shoulders up off the floor, gaze just in front of you. Let's lift the thighs, lift the arms, reach a little bit higher this time. Stay focused. And release the opposite side down. Ready, bring your palms right next to your chest here. Elbows are pointing straight back. We're going to very carefully peel up, and then if you can, roll all the way up and lift the thighs off the floor, maybe coming into your upward facing dog. If not, you can keep your thighs on the floor if that just feels a little bit too much for you. What I want you to do is think of really pulling your heart forward, so spreading through the collarbone, squeeze the shoulder blades, pressing the shoulder blades into the heart here, lifting up through the heart towards the sky. Elongating through the spine, so not crunching the lower back. And then when you're ready, press into the palms. We're gonna lift the hips up, roll over the toes, coming into our downward facing dog. Breathe here. When you're ready, lift your right leg straight up towards the sky. And then shift the knee in, crossing it over to reach for that left tricep. So what you want to do is try to keep your hips as even as possible. You don't want to dip and twist here. So keep the left heel up towards the sky here. And then press back into your downward facing dog, extend the leg, and you're gonna reach that right knee now for the right tricep. And kick it back. Let's do that again. Cross it over, and lift, think of lifting away from the floor. Press it back, and bring it to the right tricep. And kick it straight back. Very good. Release that right leg down. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So lift the left leg up. Let's cross it over, reach the left knee to the right tricep, kick it back. Left knee, left tricep, kick it back. One more time. Right tricep, kick it back. And left tricep, kick it back. Go ahead and release that foot down and just take a breath. And we're gonna shift all the way forward again, so roll all the way forward into your plank. And this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna release the right knee down, tap it down, lift it up. Left knee down, it's 1, right, left, 2, tap, tap, 3, tap, tap, 4. You'll notice the arms burning up. Stay with me. 6, 7, tap, tap, 8, tap, tap, 9, tap, and tap, 10. Very good. Go ahead and release back down to your elbows. And then what I want you to do is bring your hands to your elbows. So you're gonna cross them right in front of you, one stacked on top of the other one. And now we're going to roll over to our right side, stacking left foot on top of the right foot. So make sure that right elbow is right underneath your shoulder, and we're lifting, so engaging that right hip away from the floor here. Think of pulling your tailbone again down towards your heels here. And what we're gonna do is lift that left arm up towards the sky and just come in for dips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and let's switch it out to the other side. So bring that left arm down, and we're gonna roll on over to our left side this time. Extend that right arm up towards the sky, and we're gonna come in for our dips on our left side. So dip, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And release that right arm back down, coming into our elbow plank again. Let's go ahead and bring the arms all the way up if you need to release the knees to do that. So coming into a full plank, a shift forward for our chaturanga. So keep the core nice and strong. Elbows point back, begin to lower, flip over the toes, pull the heart all the way through, coming into our up dog, Urdhva Mukha, and then press into the palms, lift the hips up and back into our downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full exhale out. Try to stay focused, try to stay centered. If you notice the mind drifting, thinking about anything that does not concern you right now, just bring it back to that intention. Bring it back to your breath. Focus on what you're doing right now. Ready, let's press into the palms, bend the knees, look forward, and then either step or you can float forward. Lift up halfway, breathe in, straighten through the spine here, and then exhale, release all the way down. What I want you to do is bend at the knees and then wrap the arms behind the knees here and grab onto each elbow. So really pulling your chest, your abdomen towards your thighs here. Breathe in and then release the head. Keep the knees bent. So making sure you're bending only from your hips, not from the lower back. One more breath here. And release the hands down. Very slowly begin to roll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms come out to the side, straight up above, and draw your hands right to heart center into Samastiti. Again, arms are gonna come straight up. And then dive all the way forward, forward fold. Lift halfway up, Ardha. And fold forward, Uttanasana. Press the palms into the floor, step back into your plank. Breathe here. Shift forward, Chaturanga. Heart pulls forward for your Urdhva Mukha. And lift the hips up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the right leg up towards the sky, bend the knee, and step between the hands here, so on the inside of the right hand. Breathe in here, and then what you're going to do is press into that left palm, right underneath that left shoulder, and extend that right arm up towards the sky. Go ahead and heel toe that right foot out to the side just a little bit here. And then reach that right arm straight up overhead. What you're going to do is you're going to press into that right foot and that left palm, and you're going to bring the left knee and the right elbow to touch, and then step back, reach up overhead. So a little bit of a twist, so nice and slow. So twist, reach, and then begin to bring the knee and the right elbow together. So step it back, nice and slow. It's 2. Exhale to crunch. Think of lifting it away from the floor. Step it back. Reach, twist, and crunch. 3. 4. 5. Nice and strong on the right leg, the left arm. Reach and twist. 6. Crunch. 7, crunch. 8, 2 more. 9, and 1 more. 10. Good. Reach the arm up now towards the sky. And then release the hand down. Go ahead and press into the hand, step that right foot straight back, shift forward for your Chaturanga. Over the toes, pull forward, Urdhva. And exhale for your downward facing dog, your Adho Mukha Svanasana. So we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Lift that left leg up. And when you're ready, shift forward, step to the inside of the left hand here. Breathe in, press into the right palm. Go ahead and twist to lift that left arm up towards the sky. And then begin to heel toe that left foot just out to the side a little bit. So we're creating a little space here so we can do our crunches. And then reach up overhead with that left arm. See if you can open the shoulder up a little bit more towards the sky. A little twist here. So really engaging that right leg away from the floor here. All right, so we're going to come in for our crunches. So left elbow is going to come down, and we're going to step to bring that right knee in. Step it back, reach and twist. 1. Crunch, step it back, reach and twist. 2. Crunch, twist. 4. And 5. Nice and slow. 6. 7. 8. 2 more. 9. And 1 more. 10. Reach, lift, twist. So you twist a little bit more. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lift that left arm up towards the sky. And then release it down. Let's step back. Again, we're going to shift forward for a Chaturanga. Pull that heart forward. Up dog. And press it back into our downward facing dog. Breathe here. Lift the right leg up. We're going to coming for our knee to triceps. So cross it over, right knee, left tricep, lift it up a little bit quicker. Right knee, right tricep, lift, cross it over, press it back. Right knee, right tricep, press it back. Lower it down, left side comes up, cross it over, and press it back. Left knee, left tricep, press it back. Cross it over, press it back. Left knee, left tricep, press it back. Beautiful, you guys. Lower that foot down. This time we're gonna press into the hands, bend at the knees, hop or step forward, forward fold, halfway lift, and release all the way down. Roll all the way up here, bring the arms out to the side and reach up towards the sky. Draw your hands to heart center, engage through the core. Samastiti. Catch your breath. And then this time what I want you to do is make sure your toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. We're gonna come in for our Utkatasana, our chair pose. So hips are gonna come back, make sure your knees are touching here. Arms are gonna reach forward, or if you can reach them up a little bit higher, what I want you to do is make sure you're pulling your navel up into your spine and you're not rounding through the lower back. So think of pulling the tailbone down, but keeping the core really engaged here. Breathe here. Sink a little bit lower, really firing up your quad muscles. So you can go a little bit lower. And what you're gonna do is reach the arms straight down behind your back, interlace the hands. Now if this is too hard, you can go ahead and bring the hands behind you, just grab onto opposite elbows. Otherwise, interlace the hands behind you. What I want you to do is pull your heart forward, squeeze the shoulder blades into the back and towards each other, and we're going to press into the right foot and step straight back into our crescent pose, nice and slow. So really engaging that left leg away from the floor. Deep breath here. A little bit lower. See if you can pull that right hip back, that left hip a little bit more forward. So we're really squaring the hips up towards the front of the mat here. Open the heart up towards the sky. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. Breathe. Feel the fire burning through your body. Stay centered, stay focused. Feel the strength within your body. What we're gonna do is press into the right foot and step straight back into our chair pose. Step right back into our crescent pose, nice and slow, and back to chair. Crescent, find your balance, back to chair. Crescent, 4, and chair. Crescent, 5, chair. Stay with me. Crescent, chair, crescent, chair, 6, crescent, back to chair, back to crescent, 8, last time, that's it. So stay here, release the arms, reach them up towards the sky. And then open to release that left heel down. Extend the arms front and back, coming into your warrior 2 pose. Sink a little bit lower into that front knee. Make sure that knee is right directly over top of your right heel. Stay strong through the arms. Turn to gaze through that middle finger of the front arm. Breathe. Think of tucking that right hip underneath of you. Stay really strong in that back leg. Flip the right palm, and what we're going to do is release the left hand down as we reach up and over with the right palm towards the back of the mat, coming into our reverse warrior. So sink further into that front knee here, and then we're going to begin to come back to Vira 2, straighten that front knee, and begin to shift forward here. Release the right hand either to the shin, or maybe you can bring your fingertips to touch the floor as the left arm reaches up. So find that space between the arms here. Breathe here. Keep engaging that front knee and pressing into that big front toe here as you pull that right hip back. We're going to bend at the knee as we come through warrior 2. release into our extended warrior. And again through Trikonasana. Just 2. Bend the front knee, reverse warrior. Nice and long. And straighten that front knee, coming into our Trikonasana pose. So nice and strong through the legs here. So all we're doing is bending that front knee. If you notice, we're not moving that back leg at all. The hips are just moving front and back. Through Viratu, straighten the leg. Triangle pose. And come right back to our Viratu. Sweep that left arm down, coming right back into our crescent pose. Release the hands down. Press into the palms. Press that right foot straight back. Keep that leg elevated. Otherwise, you can bring it to the floor into our chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Very good, you guys. Let's press into the palms. Bend the knees. Either step or float forward. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, roll all the way up. Arms come up overhead. Down to Samastiti. Engage through the core. Arms come up as you sink back. Make sure the toes are together. Knees are together here. Sink a little bit further down. And then again, we're going to release the hands behind us and either grab the opposite elbows, or you can interlace the hands together and pull the palm down towards the floor. This time we're going to press into that left foot and step straight back into our crescent pose with our left leg forward this time. So knees over top of the ankle, right leg is pressing away from the floor. So nice and strong in that right leg. Pull that right hip forward, left hip back. See if you can go a little bit lower. Opening the heart up towards the sky here. Breathe. Feel the energy building through your body. And then what we're gonna do is step forward into our chair pose. Step it back, 2, nice and slow. Forward and back to crescent, 3. Forward, back to crescent, 4. Forward, back, 5. Forward and back, 6, nice and slow. Forward, back, 7. Forward and back, 8. Release the hands, bring them straight up towards the sky. And then open the arms up as you pivot that right heel coming into your Viratu. So keeping that front knee pointed towards that second big toe. Arms are nice and strong, creating that length through the body here. Breathe here. And then flip that front palm. We're going to release the right hand down as we reach over for our reverse warrior. So feel the stretch maybe in your front hip here. And begin to straighten the knees. We come through our warrior 2 right into our Trikonasana. So again, opening up towards the right side this time. Find length in the arms. And coming right back to warrior 2. Flip that front palm. Reverse warrior. So engaging that right glute as we release here towards the back of the mat. Come through our warrior 2, straighten that front knee. So make sure you don't lock it out, so keep it engaged. Press through that front big toe. Release that left arm down. Right arm's gonna come up towards the sky. So if your hand is on top of the shin, make sure you're not pressing into the leg here. If your hand is towards the mat, bring the back of the palm towards the inner shin here and press to really twist and open up towards the right side. Breathe. Through warrior 2. Release into our reverse warrior. Using a lot of our core here, a lot of our obliques to twist and turn. lift. One more time. Right to Vera 2, reverse warrior. And come right back into our warrior 2. Swoop the right arm down and up, coming into our crescent pose again. Hands are gonna come down. And we're gonna step straight back, maybe hovering that left foot, coming in for our chaturanga. Pull the heart straight through. Upward facing dog. And then press right back into our downward facing dog. And just take a few breaths here, just to clear the mind, clear the body. Nice full deep breath, drawing in that energy, that prana, cleansing your body, opening your body. Releasing any tension, drawing attention to the areas that feel very restricted, that need a little extra love. Just draw that energy into there. So think of drawing your breath to that space, to create space. All right, you guys. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to lift our right leg up towards the sky. We're going to bend at the knee and begin to stack the hips here. So take a breath here. Think of pressing into the palms evenly and keep the shoulders level to the floor. So we're only twisting from the lower body here. We're trying to stack the hips as much as we can. Point the toe. Breathe here. Very carefully begin to roll onto the side of your left foot as you lower the hips down. You're going to come up to the fingertips on your right hand and release the right foot towards the floor. Press into that left palm, so make sure that your palm is right underneath your shoulder, and you're gonna reach that right arm just up and overhead here, reaching towards the floor. So think of lifting the shoulders up away from the floor, the hips away from the floor, coming into our wild thing pose. Breathe here. And if this is a little bit too much for you, you can go ahead and release your knee to the floor and extend your right leg out. Okay, so that's a modification. So wherever you are, breathe and lift. Breathe here. See if you can lift the heart up. Reach back a little bit further. If you're in a full wild thing, really engage your glutes here. One more breath, release the head. See if you can reach closer towards the floor. And when you're ready, bring your arm up towards the sky. Bring it right back down to the floor. We're gonna roll back to the toes. If you're in a modified position, make your way back to three-leg dog. And then shift forward to bring your knee towards your right wrist, and you're going to release your shin towards the floor here. So see if you can point your toe towards the left space here. It can point back, it can point to the side, however open you feel. And you're gonna release that left knee down to the floor, uncurl the toes here, coming into your pigeon pose. So make sure that right knee is to the outside of the hand. Breathe. And then you can either stay here, or you can come down to your elbows, interlace the hands, or you can bring your hands to opposite elbow and release the forehead down, whatever feels good for you right now. Just release, surrender, find space here. Deep, full cleansing breath in. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Let your body be heavy. Let your legs relax here. If the back knee feels a little squished back there, you can always come up to the toes just to create some space. Think of pulling the right hip back wherever you are, just creating a little bit more opening within your piriformis. So we're stretching out the right glute muscles, allowing the back to relax here, stretching out the back of the neck. If you're all the way up on your hands here, you can release the head, just stay strong in the core, and just roll the head side to side. Maybe that feels good to you. Just trying to work with your body where it is and find some relaxation, some time to pause, to let go. One more full deep breath in and exhale, let go. And then when you're ready, come on back up. So hands if you're all the way down to the floor, and what we're going to do is curl the back toes. If they're not curled, lift that left knee away from the floor. Step right back into our downward facing dog. All right, you guys, very good. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side this time, okay? So first thing we're going to do is press into the palms, lift that left leg up towards the sky. Bend at the knee and begin to stack the left hip over the right hip as much as you can. Remember to keep the integrity into the shoulders here until we're ready to come into our wild thing. So again, if this is a little bit too much for you, you can release that right knee and extend the leg just behind you like this, and then pivot the right foot out and just come into a wild thing like this. Otherwise, if you're gonna go for a full wild thing, what I want you to do is begin to release to the side of that right foot, bring that left foot to the floor, lifting the left arm all the way up, hips come up, and we're gonna reach up behind us here, lifting the shoulders and the chest away from the floor, really pressing with the back body into the heart, squeezing the glutes together, lifting up through the hips, finding space in that left side body. Breathe. Staying connected with your breath here is going to be so important to allow you to go further into this pose. To remain strong and open at the same time. One more breath here. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring the arms straight up. Release it back down very carefully, coming all the way up to a three-legged dog. So wherever you are, make your way back to a three-legged dog. Left leg up, and then bring that left knee in towards the left wrist, the outside of it. We're going to release the shin to the floor here, and then go ahead and release that right leg to the floor. So bring the knee back further. And again, stay here for just a moment. And if you feel a little bit more open today, you can come down to your elbows. And release the head down. Again, think of pulling, very subtle movement, pulling that left hip back just a little bit. So not actually moving it back that far, just a little hint of creating space in that left side. Breathe. Allow your face to be heavy. Allow your body to be heavy, your head. Just let everything go right now. It's really tuning into the sensations within your body from this beautiful practice today. Taking note of where your body is, not judging it, just noting, just paying attention to how it feels. Awareness with love. And when you're ready, one last breath in and out. On your exhale, very carefully make your way up to your hands if you're not there already. Let's curl the toes if they're not curled. Lift that right thigh off the floor. And then we're going to press into the hands and step right back into our downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend at the knees, sink the hips down, look forward, and then either step or float forward. This time we're gonna roll all the way down into a seated position. So bring your feet to the floor, knees are pointed up. Hands are just gonna be placed right behind you with palms either facing out or forward if you can. And then you're gonna bring your shoulders back, so really opening up your collarbone. Bring your heels just in front of your legs a little bit, and what we're gonna do is press to lift the hips off the floor, so reverse tabletop here. So make sure your feet are not too far in. You want your heels just below your knees. I know it's hard to see, but take a peek if you can. Really engage through your core here, so not lifting too high. Okay, be careful with your shoulders. We're really opening up the shoulders here. Think of pulling your tailbone down and really pulling your spine and your belly button in towards each other, okay? Breathe in, maybe releasing the head back. Keep the knees in line with the hips, so not protruding out to the side. Breathe, and then exhale, release. Go ahead and bring your feet just in front of you if you can for a boat pose. Hands are gonna come straight out in front of you. If you need to keep your toes on the floor for balance, it's perfectly fine. Try to keep the core engaged, the back as long as possible. Palms are facing up towards the sky. Breathe here. Really engaging your core. Very slowly begin to roll back. So if you need to bring your hands to the floor, that's perfectly fine. Breathe and release, and bring your knees into the chest here. Deep breath in, and exhale out. So one last exercise. We're gonna come in for corkscrews. What I want you to do is come onto your elbows here. So elbows are gonna be right underneath the shoulders. You're gonna extend at the knees, so legs are gonna be pointed up towards the sky. Go ahead and point the toes. Keep your legs pressing in towards each other. And what we're gonna do is just create this circular motion. So legs are gonna come down through the left side, up through the right side, creating these big circles. So down through the left, up through the right. 2, down through the left a little bit faster, up through the right. So we're working our obliques here, our lower abs, our upper abs, the whole thing. 4, left and up through the right. 5, down through the left, up through the right. Big circles. The bigger they are, the more they work. 6, down through the left, up through the right. 7, 8, I know these are tough. 9, but they are so worth it, I promise. And one more. And 10, bring your legs up, bend at the knees, roll all the way down. Bring your arms just up overhead for a nice stretch here. And then let's come for the opposite direction. So we're right back to your elbows, and this time we're gonna go the opposite direction. So extend through the knees, toes pointed up, legs pointed up towards the sky. This time we're gonna come down the opposite direction. So I went right side down, left side, all the way up. 1, down, and up. 2, and you don't have to come down so far. If you're putting pressure on your lower back, definitely don't go down too far. 3, 4, 5, nice and slow, keep the legs straight. 5, 6, halfway there. 7, 8, and 2 more. 9, 1 more. 10, all the way up. Bring the knees in, release all the way down. Bring your feet to the floor here. Palms are just gonna come straight out in front of you. Pull the shoulders down and tuck your shoulder blades underneath of you. Make sure your knees are right underneath your knees here, the back of the knees, so the front of the knees, if you will. And then let's press into the heels and lift the hips all the way up here. So again, pull the shoulders away from the ears, coming into our bridge pose. Deep breath in, not too high up. Make sure the knees again are level with your hips. Just breathe, stretching out the abs. And release it down. Let's do that one more time. Lift the hips up. Breathe here. Bring your arms up overhead. And very carefully release, very slowly back down to the floor. Bring the knees into the chest, and then just go ahead and hug your knees in ahead and just bring the bottom of the feet to the floor, and then you can come either for a butterfly pose, so you can bring your bottom of your feet soles together and let the knees fall to the side. If that feels too much, you can walk in for fallen bridge, so bring the feet out to the side, let the knees fall in here. Okay, palms are gonna face up towards the sky, and just stay here for a moment and just settle into your body. It's really allowing everything to release here. Surrender, completely relax. The earth is supporting you. Just allow yourself to be for just a moment. Just really gifting yourself this time of relaxation, stillness, quietness. Just focusing on your breath. Letting everything else completely go. You deserve this break. If you're still holding any tension in the face, just focus on little areas that still seem a little bit tight within the face, the cheeks or the eyes. Just letting that go, completely letting it go. Inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, you can begin to walk the knees up. So use your hands to guide your knees up if you're in a butterfly, or you can bring your feet in very carefully. Let's make our way all the way up to a seated position. So if you'd like, you can roll to one side and then press your way back up to seated very carefully. Let's make our way to a cross-legged position. Just close out, reaching the arms out up towards the sky. Grabbing that energy and drawing that energy down to your heart. Honoring yourself for rolling out your mat today and taking this time to focus on just you, to build your strength physically, internally, to build that awareness, that stillness within. Know that each time you take to dedicate to just you, you're able to give back so much more. So thank yourself, thank your body, and I thank you for allowing me to guide you through this.